It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And welcome to the Realm of Geekdom. This is Nerd Breaking News. Let's talk about the Supergirl trailer that came out today. But before we do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. So guys, let's jump right into it and let's watch this trailer together.
I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people.
That's her dad.
Miss wherever you are, buddy.
As I walk this land of road,
Crypto and I at least had each other.
I have visions of
Honestly, I thought we were lucky. But look, almost by definition runs out. What can I do?
The Birkins carry the antidote on that person. He has 3
So they're going to do the dog story then.
Yeah, we're in the comments.
Okay.
That happens in the comments.
Crime of the Yellow Hills. He murdered my innocent family.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this, guys.
Stop.
Oh.
You're hurting my head.
No, Lord.
Why? Why do we need them?
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Your eyes are beautiful when you cry. A lot of pain. A lot of suffering.
There's no home without you, buddy.
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Buddy, that's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
No.
All right, guys. Let's jump right into it. We're going to go to our DC resident fan right over here. Tell us, what is your first reaction to the trailer?
It doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look trash. It's mid. And mid is not where the DCU needs to be. And I know the Professor's take is going to come after with regards to the cinematic, which is, he has a great point coming. I think of Tom King and I think of The Woman of Tomorrow, and I know they're basing that graphic novel, the movie, on that graphic novel. And I know there's, in a medium, there's always going to be a difference of, oh, they changed the hair, they changed the villain, they changed this. It has a reminiscence. It looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. They want to make it similar themes of the graphic novel Woman of Tomorrow, but something's missing. I don't know what it is. Is it Millie Alcock? Is it the story? Why is Jason Momoa there? His best role is Khal Drogo. Like, he's been taking L's for the last 10 years. Like, is it the villain they changed, which is a damn shame? He looks so cool in the graphic novel.
Can you tell us a little bit about the villain?
So the villain is the graphic novel. He's a bounty hunter, and essentially he kills Ruth, which is the little girl, the teenage girl in the movie. He kills the parents, and so the whole idea is Kara doesn't really care about going on this journey in the graphic novel until two things happen, right? Crypto, as you saw, gets shot by Krem. In the graphic novel, it's an arrow. Here, I think it looks like an arrow. I have to double check that again. But and then 2, it's the idea of helping out Ruth. So it's those 2 things that are connected. He's poisoned. He needs the antidote, and then at the same time, he needs to help her because that's part of the journey that she goes through. She's also like Millie Alcott's Supergirl in the graphic novel. She also feels lost. She also feels like, oh man, what am I doing in this world? I don't feel like I belong anywhere. Which is Millie Alcott's portrayal, what you see in the trailer. Which is, again, it just feels off. It feels like a streaming film. It feels like for me, it's not a day one. And again, I'm the DC guy, but I'm also the objective DC guy. It looks all right. The aesthetics are not what people said it was. I don't think it looks trash aesthetically. I don't think the CGI looks horrible. I like Millie Alcott. I hope she's successful in this. The best thing for me was David Cornsweet. David Cornsweet was the best part.
Like, the 2 seconds of it that popped up.
He's my favorite Superman. So I just think that it's right on par with DC. We can't get it our own way.
I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem that when you stop and you say that you don't know what's missing is conflict. When you're looking at most storytelling, the main character usually has to choose between 2 different paths. Do they go in path A or path B? And they constantly find themselves conflicted as to which one they go. When you're looking at that trailer, you can't really see the 2 different paths the character is meant to go on. Therefore, you're left to assume that the character the movie starts with is the exact same as how she ends. When you're looking at most Marvel movies, particularly the older ones, you'll notice that in almost all of them, the main character is very different from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. Beginning of the movie, Tony Stark's a weird, perverted guy. End of the movie, he's Tony Stark for the people, no more weapons, blah, 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 blah. And you can use that example for countless characters. Even the Star Wars movies, the brand new ones of Rey. She could go the Kylo Ren route, or she can go hang out with Finn, one of the 2. Or she can go the Luke Skywalker route. She has choices as to how she'll develop. In this one, instead, it's the idea that Supergirl is going to be responsible for protecting this other character, which is a great idea if you're talking about a sequel movie with a character who's already gone through a developmental phase. But with this one, she hasn't. So when you look at this movie, it just feels kind of off. Because at the end of the day, DC, as always, has tried to rush a cinematic universe and forced it down your throat. But again, people out there, cinematic universes aren't real. They're not real. They're not a thing. What it is that a studio makes a movie and it's good or bad. And if it's good, they tie it to the other ones. If it's bad, they pretend it never happened. That's it. And this will be a movie that DC will pretend never happened after it fails.
I think you missed one thing. She does say in the trailer that revenge is not everything, and it's not this. I'm just saying, considering where she was in the beginning of the trailer, where she feels defeated and all that stuff, and she's alone, that does indicate, to be fair to the trailer, it does indicate that she's going to be different than what she was in the beginning.
So in the Superman movie, she was a drunken alcoholic.
Correct.
So she's going to start this movie off as a drunken alcoholic. Someone hurts her dog. She's mad. And she's going to figure out whether or not she wants to go on the path of revenge or be a nice person. What's she going to choose? We know what she's going to choose. What are we doing here?
Correct. Exactly. And then at the same time, if you start talking about it, like I kind of like said it out loud while the trailer was out there. It's like, this is a dog story then. Like, this is just going to be focusing on like, oh, I get my dog back, get the vaccine or whatever it is. But there really is no development, quite honestly, on it. And in fact, we actually had a comment come out about someone exactly saying that. So let me bring that up, where they basically said, red flag. A puppy gets hurt at the beginning of the movie. It's an emotional experience that will make you feel like not watching a movie. Thank you, Frank V518 from TikTok, for bringing that comment. What do you guys think about that aspect of it? Actually, before I bring that up, let me bring someone to the stage and we'll get his opinion first. Welcome back.
Hey guys.
So what's your take, Eagle? We got this beautiful comment from one of our listeners over here. What's your take on it? And then we'll take your take on the trailer as well.
Right. Well, listen, I'm not surprised because we saw the teaser a little bit to what they were indicating the movie was going to be about. is a superhero who's struggling, right, with their identity. Like, who am I? I definitely not Kal-El, definitely not Superman, but somebody who was drawn from her world, and has superpowers. And she doesn't know her purpose, right? Feels like a good script for a good movie. But when you see the trailer, as at least in my experience, I didn't feel like watching it. Like, do I like the dog? Yeah, but I already saw him on Superman. Yes, Professor.
That's
Yes.
true.
So you already got me with that trick, and a lot of people didn't like it either. So what are we doing? Do the same pony trick twice? I don't know if it's gonna work, even if it's a girl, right? Because that's also the appeal, right? Like, but let's get Supergirl here, where we're gonna get more of the feminine side or the feminine world interested in this. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know. I have my doubts. Recovering, is she recovering from some hurt or
No, but remember, you have to understand that so Kara Zor-El is older than Kal in the comics, in the lore, in the mythology. So she's always been older than Kal. So remember, you have to understand that Kal was raised by his parents as a part one that we saw. And then the whole point of part one is that he comes to terms with his human side. And at the end of the movie, when he sees his parents, and that's why he says to Kara in the beginning, he says, it's Clark. Notice he doesn't say it's Kal. He doesn't have the same emotional ties to Krypton as her. In the comics, she holds Kal-El when he's a baby. So she remembers Krypton. If you watch the trailer, she's leaving Argo, right? Because of destruction. She remembers. She has more tradition. She knows the culture of Krypton more. So for her, she knows what Krypton was. Kal can only be like, I have these crystals from my dad. She lived it. So that's why she's more depressed, if you want to believe the story. The story, she's depressed because of what she went through, the drama of her planet. Kal didn't have to go through that. That's why these people are. Go ahead, brother.
That makes it worse. That makes it so much worse.
Why?
Because when you're thinking about it, I forgot about your point there. But when you're looking at the comic book version, that explains how the comic book version is so disciplined, smart, tactical, the leadership skills, everything, even though she's so young. That's part of what helps the character be fleshed out. But when you put that concept in a movie, then you cast Millie Alcock, and then you use this plot, the entire foundation of what that character is no longer matters because the plot itself of the movie goes against the foundation. So when you're looking at it, to your point, she's older, she's developed, she's wiser, but in this movie she's a mess. What are we like that is not what you're at all what you're describing. James Gunn.
Correct. I honestly don't know much of the lore, and I thought she was younger by the way she was acting.
Exactly.
When you do see her flying differently than Kal, you do see her fighting differently than Kal, because she has experience in other planets. She has experience in Krypton. You do see it in the trailer. To her credit, you see her. Kal was kind of playing it by ear, fake it until you make it. He's rough. He's still not there. He hasn't developed yet. You can see Millie Alcock, the way she flies in the trailer, the way she fights. It's more, to your point, Professor, it's more strategy. It's more because she comes from the Kryptonian stuff that the Kal did it. But, also, remember what comes in the box office around the time that this movie comes out. I'm worried about the box office because I don't think it's going to hit 500 mil. You got Toy Story, you got Toy Story before it. And then you got, I know. Toy Story is a week before this movie. And then after that, you got, look, I'll tell you right now. So you got Toy Story is the week before. And then after that, you got Minions. We talked about Illumination, Eagle. Oh, and by the way, Chris Nolan's The Odyssey. How much money is this movie going to make? That's what DC needs to, they need to come out with what's the budget? You know how we always do the math? Like, is 400 enough for this film? I think it is. If this movie makes 400, considering how mid these trailers are, it's a dub. But Professor, you can't look at this movie and say 700 mil. There's no way.
I mean, if we're talking 400 mil, that is not a dub. That is an L.
Considering the
That's a
competition.
big one. That's a big one too.
It ain't no consider the competition. Nobody told them to make this movie. Nobody asked for this movie, and nobody told them to release this movie next to Toy Story. They made 3 mistakes. They
And
have to
Minions.
hold
And
that
Minions.
down.
And Minions,
Yeah.
They did it to themselves, bro. And then ain't no WL.
You're in between $2 billion films.
Correct. It's
How
gonna
much
be
money?
smashed.
Mhm.
How much money is it gonna make?
Somebody has to
Well,
talk to
yeah,
James
yeah.
Gunn and tell him that the competition is rough out there. Marvel is making a lot of movies, and right, like Marvel is making movies, and then you have to think about like you're not only competing with Marvel. It's not DC versus Marvel anymore. The amount of people who go to the movies, listen, are you going and watching every single movie? No, you have to pick and choose at this point in time. You can't go to every single movie. Oh, animation came up with a movie, so did Disney and Pixar.
Ego. That's what happened with the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Marvel messed up, and they admitted that. They admitted it. They did it because of pride. We want to hurt Superman. Fantastic Four was a financial flop to Marvel standards, and had they just moved it to September, 700 mil. Easily.
Correct. What's your take on Lobo being in this film?
Jason Momoa should be fired tomorrow.
He wasn't
That's exactly how I
appealing.
feel.
He wasn't appealing.
I don't think like we even need him in the storyline to be in this. Like honestly, like go ahead, Professor.
Okay. Lobo's the actual main character of this movie. Let me tell you what I bet really happened. They were probably trying to figure out how to do a Lobo movie, but they stopped and they were like, dang, how do we get people to watch a Lobo movie? And somebody went, let's put some other characters in it. Somebody said, hey, let's put Supergirl in it. And then they stopped it and said, how do we fool DC fans into watching a Lobo movie? We'll call it Supergirl. And here you go. And then don't be surprised if all of a sudden Jason Momoa, because we know Jason Momoa loves him a paycheck. Jason Momoa is going to float around. He's going to float around into all these different properties because Lobo fits in Green Lantern. He fits in Superman. He fits everywhere because he's basically DC's Deadpool when you think about it.
You're insulting Deadpool.
I am.
You're insulting Deadpool.
I am.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, that's why Jason Momoa is in this movie. He's gonna be their glue guy. He's their Nick Fury. Welcome to winning, kid. Welcome to winning. Is this all you have? Is this the best you can do?
The professor's halfway right. I know he's joking when he hates DC.
I'm not joking at all.
Lobo is a cool character. Jason Momoa is played out. Two things could be true.
But is Lobo all that cool, or were we just young?
No, he was cool as Khal Drogo.
Oh, you mean Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
You mean that role where he didn't even have to talk? All he did was go.
And that's his role because when he talked, we got Jason Momoa.
That's correct. We were like whack.
He refused to play any other character but a warrior. Dude, act. Good Lord. Anyway.
That's true.
To the kids,
any final?
Yeah, to the kids' point, I don't know how Jason Momoa got the Aquaman role, and then I don't know where they're bringing him in this movie as well.
Well, supposedly, the reports were, bro, when Gunn got announced a couple years ago, one of the first phone calls was to Momoa or something around those lines. They love Warner Brothers. Whenever the Warner Brothers, he had the good relationship with Warner because he was in the Minecraft movie. Remember that Jason Momoa has a good relationship with Warner Brothers. He just happens to like Lobo. When he went to Snyder, when he got cast as Aquaman, he thought in the meeting Snyder was going to give him Lobo. He's been dying for Lobo for 10 years. That's the part that makes it more funny. As DC fans, we can't get a dub because you've been dying to play this role for 10 years and you're still trash.
Yep.
That's like Black Adam. How long did The Rock die for Black Adam? Hey, I want Black Adam. We saw Black Adam. We're like, no, we good.
Could have told y'all.
This is a streaming movie. I hate to say it. It's a streaming movie.
Can't wait to see it on streaming.
Yikes.
I think most of us are going to be waiting for that.
Save me, Matt Reeves.
So thank you for tuning in, guys. Whether you agree with us or not, let us know in the comments about your reaction of the trailer. And just like Frank, we could bring in your comments if it fits for our show. So Make sure you go ahead and hit the like, follow the bell, do all that good stuff, and keep your fandom alive and your wardrobe engaged. Until next time, fellow nerds, this is Nerd Breaking News.